Greetings my friends, this is Zed from Zed Outdoors. I hope you're having an awesome day. So, I'm outside again. See, Zed Outdoors was indoors all the time, now Zed Outdoors is outdoors all the time. So the last time you saw me I was doing the draw for the subscriber giveaway, and just before that I went away to the Funky and Roach meetup. So it's only a week later, I've had time to recover, got back late on the Sunday, busy week. Now this is the Saturday morning, it's 1 PM. I was supposed to be here late last night, just got busy. It's such a hectic week, so I just left early this morning, came down, set up, and you're probably asking where I am. Well, I'm at a Mayday gathering organised by the Bushcraft magazine guys. That's bushcraft-magazine.co.uk. This is in Kent, this is in the southeast part of the United Kingdom, for those of you not in the UK, near Egerton. Beautiful location, we've been absolutely blessed right now. It's a little bit cold this morning, but it's absolutely beautiful. The Kent countryside, beautiful sunshine, beautiful face, beautiful hair, beautiful sunglasses. What more could you ask for? See, look, I've even got a lumberjack shirt, man. Look at that, man, just to make myself fit in. So even if I'm not a real bushcrafter just yet, at least I look like one, eh? So what's the plans for this weekend? Well, this is quite an intimate gathering. I think it's about 80 to 100 people here. It's quite low key, it's very chilled out, and it's just very relaxed, you know. A lot of it's centered around, it's very kind of family orientated, and what they're going to be doing here is a lot of workshops and taster courses. It's all included within the kind of the ticket that you buy to come to this place. So I'm not sure how I'm going to record this. I think what I'm going to do is do a couple of things. I'm going to do this video that you're watching now, which is just basically a generic video diary. As always, I know my videos are always quite long, so I'm really going to try my best there to keep this quite short. So I'm going to do this video here, which is going to be like a generic video diary of the whole weekend, just showing you my experience. And what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing, because there's some very talented, well-known people here in the bushcraft community, is I'm going to do separate videos with them. I've got a few ideas up my sleeve, so I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. And the one thing I want to start doing in a lot of my videos now, especially this type of video, is I really want to stress one important thing, and that is I'm not an expert. Okay, now why am I stressing that? It's because when I was at the Funky and Roach meetup, I met this individual who was actually in the Special Forces for like 20 years, and he came up really polite guy, started speaking, and it turns out he subscribed to my channel like in the very early days. He's probably watching now, and he didn't say anything. He was really cool, really supportive, but it got me thinking that, wow, you know, I'm doing these videos and doing this channel. I don't want to give off this impression like, you know, I know what I'm talking about. I'm some kind of expert teaching you. I'm not. You couldn't be further from the truth. I'm just someone who's new to the bushcraft community, the outdoors community. I'm very enthusiastic. It's something I'm really passionate about, and I'm really kind of diving headforth into it. And all I'm really doing here is just a video diary, just to kind of show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, how my improvements are going, how my developments are going. And what I'm also doing is really just hoping to bring you along. And if you learn something as a byresult of that, as a side effect, hey, that's awesome. But at the very least, you just put up my bad jokes, my terrible nose, my awful hair, and my long videos, man. So without further ado, actually, let me quickly show you my setup. Do you want to see my setup? Let's have a look. So what I've basically done here is I want to keep my setup this weekend ultra simple. I really want to immerse myself in the workshops and stuff that they're doing. So here's my trusty Ford. Obviously a whole bunch of stuff. I know it looks like a lot of stuff, that's because I dumped everything on the seats. And really I'm kind of glamping, so everything's in the car, literally everything. So the only thing I've got out is my chair. So let me just kind of bring this out here. And literally look, everything's in the boot of my car. So I'm just using the MSR setup. I've got a lot of my foods that I'm going to be cooking, you know, just got some tasty cereal, stuff for my breakfast, you know, just a box with all my bits and bobs in it that I'm going to need. And really, that's all I've got kind of going. You know, it really is that simple. I don't want to kind of overcomplicate things. And the only thing I've got to set up is my tent. And I've got quite a few different tents. Like I said, I've been doing camping for quite a few years. It literally is about as sophisticated as this. Sleeping bag, thermarest underneath. I've got a Vango blow-up pillow, and that's it. That is literally it. So I've got the what is this one? This is the Vanguard, I think it is. Pardon me, by the way, in terms of the audio on this camera, because we're out in an open field, so apologies if the sound in this video is going to be a little bit off. We've got the Vango Zetus 300. Very simple, does the job, no frills, you know, nothing complicated about it. I haven't bothered putting the guy lines down. It's not that bad. If it gets bad, I'll whack a couple pegs in. But that's literally it. So I've done that, like I said, just glamping away. So what I'm going to do now is, first and foremost, I want to quickly go and find out what the workshops are going on, get myself booked up, and then we'll have a bit of lunch.
Stick in your bed and keep you warm?
Well, no, the first reason would be to cook.
Oh, right.
Great, and I'll swear, but apart from that, yeah.
This big lump of copper underneath the fire, and being like, that's interesting. And then,
Very sort of fragile moment at the moment.
So what is it you're actually carving with then? Can you explain?
This is a copy of, or it's a reconstruction of a late Bronze Age, Middle Bronze Age adze with a cast made from using an original blade as the pat, and then it's tied on with flat string, which was known in the Bronze Age to an oak handle.
Whereas of course bronze is made.
Most of the work on these cups has been done with this tool, which is a different kind of bronze axe, but similar sort of thing.
To combine to make a better metal.
I'm just doing this because it's a way of gently separating them. I've put the bowls too close together, so it's more fragile than it should be. If you put them further apart, then you could be rougher with it. We find little bowls and cups joined together like this because they're easier to hold, to make. You don't make one at a time, as people might do today.
That was pre-industry, wasn't it? When they just well, they did a reconstruction.
So here I am speaking to Steve. Steve, how you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Cool, actually, we just met here for the first time. I was just walking over here, a bit curious as to what's actually going on. And I believe you were smoking some fish, weren't you?
Yes, this is the kind of debris here. The fish is obviously being enjoyed by people just at the moment. I'll show you this. I'll show you the gear that we just used, and then you can see the end result.
Excellent stuff.
Essentially, it's stacking biscuit tins. Mm-hmm. So the bottom tin has sawdust in it. There are a variety of sawdust you can use. Just as long as you don't use a toxic wood, you're fine. Different woods give different flavours, and you make the sawdust damp before you put it in the base of the tin.
Okay, is there a particular reason why you do it? So just what doesn't burn?
Because it's so it doesn't burn too quickly, and so it also partly steams the fish.
Gotcha.
So then on your second layer, which for this one was this, you've punched holes in the bottom. So if you can see the holes in the bottom of that, and that nestles over the top, and actually that looks like it's, no, that's all right, that does fit, and actually it probably came from this tin. So that one was just emptying its ashes back on the fire. So it nestles over the top, and then in that layer you have your bit of folded wire, which again, that's probably from the other tin.
Would anybody like to do a taste comparison?
And so we just press that in there like that, and you lay your fish fillets on top of that, and then the final thing is the lid, and the lid has a single hole in it to let the steam out so pressure doesn't build up in there.
And this is what, placed directly on top of the fire? Or?
Yeah, this is placed directly on top of the fire. This isn't its correct stacking, but yep, so essentially that lid is in use, but so then that would go on top of the fire with the fillets in it and the lid on, and it takes about 20 to 25 minutes for the fish to steam and smoke, and then you can see the end result, which is going very, very fast.
So let's just have a look at. Are these both being cooked? Or in the...
Yeah. So that's with a lot of water in the sawdust, which gives you a poach as well as a smoke, but it's quite a fine flavour. Now try the darker one, and the fish is a lot drier. Go on, but there's plenty there.
So I don't know whether.
So you get a stronger smoky flavour.
Whatever the chemicals are in.
And it's all down to personal taste. The thing with smoking is there's a few basic rules, and the rest of it is just an art. It's not science.
Well, I can.
The person you're filming at the moment is the man who provided the fish, the fisherman John.
Excellent stuff. John, how you doing? Sorry, man, we're just having a little meander at your...
That's all right. Yep. So, in my right hand, that one is a drier, smoked, much stronger flavoured.
Would it be okay
trout.
to just try a little bit?
Yeah, help yourself. Take a bit of that first. Try that one. So there's a lot of water in the sawdust on that, which has given it's almost poached the fish as well as smoked it. It's quite a fine smoky flavour. It's not too bad. Then try a bit of the darker piece,
Yeah, well, I talked to Moxie then.
and you'll find that's a stronger flavour. And it's a more solid meat as well.
Oh, you can taste that quite significant.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm licking my lips here
20
around
minutes,
behind the
half an
camera.
20 minutes, half an hour. So that, but it's a hot smoke. Try a bit of this one first. So we had quite a wet sawdust.
Steve, I appreciate that walkthrough. Thank you very much.
Poached the fish as well as smoked it. Yeah, so you've got a fine smoke flavour.
Okay, so what I'm about to attempt now with the help of Greg, and I'll show Greg once we've attempted to finish this paracord, is actually learn how to weave a paracord.
Paracord bracelet.
A paracord bracelet. So Greg, do you want to talk me through it?
Yeah,
So
this is just a training board.
Okay.
Okay, so the two central ones stay. The green ones stay put. They don't move. They're just the central spine of the braid.
Okay.
So you start with the blue one. Go under the two greens. And over the yellow.
Over the yellow.
And leave it. And then pick up the yellow. Go over the greens.
Yeah.
And post it down underneath the blue.
As in.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. No, up, down.
Down.
That's it. That's it. And pull it tight.
Okay.
Then take the blue one, go under the green,
under the green,
over the yellow, and drop it, and then pick up the yellow, go over the green, and post it down.
Down this way here.
Yeah.
Tight, yeah.
Then pull the green ones tight. So that's your first knot. It's called a cobra stitch.
Oh, so that's a cobra stitch.
Yeah. Right. So the sequence is you go opposite the knot. So you've got a blue knot. So opposite the knot is the blue cord.
Yeah.
Take that under the green. So the sequence is under, over the yellow.
Over the yellow.
Drop it, and then the yellow does the opposite, which is over and under the blue. Post it underneath. No, through. That's it.
This way here.
Yeah.
God, you can tell it's the first for me. Got me fumbling away. Right, so let's have a look. Is that correct?
Yeah. Pull it tight. Opposite the knot. The knot's on the right hand side now.
Right.
Opposite the knot.
Opposite this one here.
Yeah, that's blue.
Yeah.
Under green, over yellow.
Under green, over yellow.
And yellow over green and under blue.
Under through here, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Pull.
okay.
Opposite the knot, so that's blue.
Blue.
Under.
Under.
Over yellow.
Over yellow.
And yellow over green.
Over green and blue.
Post it underneath the blue. So it's under, over, over, under. So it's opposite the knot, under, over, under.
Let's see if I can remember this. Right. So
Good enough.
so you got opposite the knot
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, under.
That goes under and then over the yellow. Then this one goes over and
Yeah.
through here.
And then blue,
And then blue under,
under, over,
and this goes
over,
over and then through here, yeah?
and under.
Right, I think I've got this, guys, so give us a second and let's come back when this is hopefully finished. So what I did was, as you can see here, is to just practice using this board, okay? You just practice the weave at the bottom. And then I went ahead and made my own paracord bracelet. So check that out. This is an anaconda colour. And with the help of Greg, I ended up weaving this myself. So I weaved my first ever paracord bracelet. That's alright, don't worry about that. It's just a battery.
Who's beeping? No, it's just the battery. Is it low? Yeah. I'm just saying I'm next. Whoever finishes first, I'm next. I'm gonna do one of them.
Huh? Do you want to make a pendant or one of these?
This is really cool. Look. Which one do you want?
That low. Don't let it go down that low.
Got a battery.
Temperature is it?
Alright. You gonna do
Have you practiced on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it. No. Am I? You're right, Oliver.
Squealing.
Well, there's 2 batteries on, and there's a fresh battery, so we're after this. We're not going to be able to operate 3 at a go. We'll have to just go down to 2.
Okay.
The battery's complaining because it's not got any power.
Oz.
And do we want to use the generator? Or is that going to destroy the ambience a little bit?
It says I didn't get any petrol.
You are doing a wrecking ball. Yeah, I'm doing 2.
One with petrol. That's good.
Why is Oz?
Very creative.
You need to hold it sort of straight up.
I'm gonna go.
No, straight. Oliver, straight up. No, like straight. Hold the thing. Up. Hold your fingers up. Up.
Jan's got her insurance. There's one around the garden, isn't it?
So here we are, that's how far I've got. I'm going to finish off tomorrow. I'm just having a little play around with it. First time I've ever used that styrograph. It's quite therapeutic. It's so spoon carving. If ever you've done spoon carving, whittling, very therapeutic. So it's not a work of art. I'm not going to win any awards, but hey, it was a bit of fun. Finish it off tomorrow.
This stick tells a story because on the stick there are a number of images, and there is a what would you call it, a journey on the stick?
Pathway.
A pathway.
A continuous path.
A continuous path, and this is a feature of Aboriginal art, that there is a continuous path that you go through. So with a lot of Aboriginal art you see, I know that the little swirly parts are their fires, aren't they? The concentric circles or the spirals are where they make a fire. So this is about a journey. So the stick goes on a journey.
So now that the first day is almost over, I made myself some food. So this is some spicy Thai curry with rice, delicious stuff. I'm just cutting off some fresh bread here that I bought from a local supermarket. This is cranberry, sunflower and pumpkin bread. So I've got my trusty, no bushcraft video will be complete without a fancy knife. There you go, Opinel 9. This is basically a food prepping knife. Let's just cut a couple of pieces here to go with the bread. Look at that, man, it goes through it like it's nothing. Very, very sharp. Very impressed with that. So, good morning. It's about 7 AM, Sunday morning. Had a fantastic night. Just took a bit of footage of the, we had like a drumming session around the campfire, which was like a central communal area. And sorry if I look a bit rough, I literally just got up about 2 minutes ago, whacked on a hat, and that was it. So yeah, we just done some drumming around the communal area for about a good hour, hour and a half. Then we just sat around, just warming up by the fire. And then we done some stargazing. Steve, who you just saw earlier on in the video, who was just doing a fish demonstration, he's spoken of the fish. Guys, you're so knowledgeable. We went out literally to the middle of the field. We spent ages just doing stargazing, and it was just fantastic, you know, showing us where Mars is, Saturn, all the different constellations. I learned a lot of stuff. Bit of an information overload, as you can expect, but it was amazing. You know, as you can imagine, like crystal clear sky, so like thousands and thousands of stars. So yeah, that was really cool. Then once again, yeah, just sat around the campfire, got to sleep. I think it was about 1:30. Just kind of like sat down and just completely crashed out. And it got cold last night, like really cold. So if you're coming here next year, wrap up warm. I mean, I wrapped up warm, I was fine, but you know, you just feel that little subtle cold. Like in terms of sleeping bag, I've got like a very basic sleeping bag. I'm going to be investing in one very soon. But last night was why I was reminded to have a really good sleeping bag, you know. But all in all, slept fine. And then, like I said, got up. I think we got up about 6:30 this morning. Just laid in for about half an hour, then got up. Got up a few minutes ago. So today the plan is I'm just going to get some breakfast on the go now. Then kind of get myself washed up. And then that's it. There's a lot of workshops I'm going to immerse myself in today. Yesterday I kind of kept it quite free-flowing. Just mainly kind of talking to people, seeing what people are doing. Today I want to immerse myself in quite a few workshops. So like I said, let's get some breakfast on the go, and then let's get on with the rest of the day. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do, we've got to get our brew on. So let me boil some water up, and it's got to be good old PG Tips, nothing else. Other teas are fine, but I don't. PG Tips does it for me. Let's put that away. And because by and large, not totally, but by and large I like to eat quite healthily, I always tend to use organic brown sugar. Titanium spoon. Measure out a glass. Let's empty that out. So we make sure we just boil enough for a cup of tea. The one advantage I actually like with these little pouch flasks, this is the Ammo pouch flask. They're really cheap. I mean, I think I paid about less than £5, including delivery. The one thing I love about these is you can make your tea, seal it up, and that's it. Boom. You can just get on with your other cooking, knowing that your tea is going to still be you know, kind of hot when you go to drink it. And also as well, just easier to hold, and obviously, you know, including drinking it as well. So let's get this boiled up.
A bit early for a balloon tea, isn't it, really? No, that was last.
Now what I tend to use is this here, This is coconut milk. So I tend to avoid, where possible, conventional cow's milk, dairy milk. And this has the same texture, obviously slightly different taste, but this has the same texture as normal milk. Really good stuff. And what I tend to do, seal it up, and that's it. Okay, so now time to get the actual breakfast on the go. So for you, meat-eating, cavemen, barbarian, bushcrafting, outdoor people, you're going to have a heart attack when you're about to see what I'm going to cook. See, it's sacrilegious. Look at that, Quorn sausages, meat-free alternative. You know, probably at this rate, as you're watching this, I'm probably getting like 500 unsubscribes. Thinking, Zed, you sell out. How can you not be? How can you be eating this as opposed to proper meat? Well, I'm vegetarian, so it's the next best thing. So believe you and me, man, this tastes pucker, absolutely pucker. So now, for the pièce de résistance, it's all about Heinz beans. I actually saw in the store when I went to buy, they had organic ones. That's interesting. But you know what, if it's beans, it's got to be Heinz beans. So there you have it, a stodge. Quorn sausages, baked beans, got some orange juice now, fresh orange juice, tea. I'll tell you what, this doesn't set me up for the day, I don't know what will. However, with that being said, I think at this rate I'll be sponsored by British Gas as well, if you catch my drift. Anyway, it's a good thing we're out in the outdoors, so let me enjoy my breakfast and let's go on with the rest of the day. Okay, so breakfast all done, all got myself sorted now, starting to look like a bushcrafter now. So now what we're going to do, it's a Sunday, okay, so today there's going to be literally back-to-back workshops and kind of walkthroughs and instructions and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of an overview in this particular video, go into a bit of detail with a couple of things, and there's like 2 or 3 of the guys I want to do separate videos for, because we're going to go through stuff in quite a bit of detail. So I don't want to do a classic Z video where it's like 3 hours long, alright? So why don't you join me, let's get straight into some workshops.
down like that, I'm going to see how many literally divide it in two pieces. Now, what you can do is you can get three of the top. That's the plate on the other side. So you've got to see the sappy, the woody bit in the middle, but you don't want that. So you just break it off like that, peel it off, thumb and forefinger, throw that away. You don't want it. Same like that. And that's what you end up with. That's the piece that you want. Have a look at that, guys. Pass it round while I do the other piece. It is good, isn't it? Okay.
That all across the board. But the other thing about knives is a good bushcraft knife. I think, for me personally, but all round bushcraft is a stainless steel blade because you can use it for game prep. It's pretty good. It's got a good edge on it. Get it pretty sharp. So I personally prefer to use that. And then also it's a plastic sheet when you're doing game prep and it's all gory with rabbits and rabbit blood and stuff on it. Clean it, chuck it in the washing up bowl, job done. The other important things with knives as well is that they're sharp. But I like to keep all my knives sharp and I never use them when they're blunt really. If my knife starts getting a little bit blunt, I've sharpened this quite recently with my water stones that are in here. I just give it a little strop like that and I hold it flat like that. Try not to do this. What people do when they strop is this. They watch a barber stropping a razor, and this barber that's stropping this razor has most probably been doing that for 50, 60 years, an old boy. Now he knows what he's at because he uses it every day. And I watch bushcrafters do this. What they end up doing is this. Just blunting it. So it's just to put that edge back on. Just to polish that edge. But don't do it too much because you'll end up rounding the edge off, like a knife that I've got here that's just been stropped. All it's been done is stropped and poorly sharpened, and I found these knives. And if you look at the state of them, they're awful. But people sometimes think, oh yeah, I can still use a knife like that. That is really blunt. And if you got cut with that, you'd be quite nasty. This one here has been stropped within an inch of its life, and if you look, it's kind of rounded. It's not a flat Scandinavian grind. Like a Scandinavian grind is more like.
That's the easy bit. I'm going to try and make another one of those now.
And speaking of experts in aspects of bushcraft, we've got Jason. Jason, thanks for taking a few minutes of your time out.
Nice to meet you, Zed.
Jason, we got actually speaking on Facebook prior to this event, and he kindly came over and recognised me. I don't think you can forget me with my notes, right? So he came over and we just started speaking.
Said that, not me.
Oh no, just self-deprecated that. But he came over, we just started speaking, and Jason is, to put it mildly, a bit of a pro man when it comes to all things bow drill. And I thought what would be a really, really good idea, but Jason, you're actually doing demonstrations for a living in terms of like, well, at festivals and gatherings and stuff.
I don't know about a living. I do it because I enjoy doing it, and there's a few nice little perks with it, really. You know, you get to meet some nice people, and I do maybe earn a little bit of money from time to time, but I don't think I'll ever be paying up my mortgage for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is this though, it's like, you know, he's, I know bow drill, for those of you who watched my Bushcraft course about a month or so back, it's the first time I ever attempted it. And there's kind of a lot to it, but you know, over time you kind of get practice, and those little tips that you can pick up here and there really kind of help. And I know there's a lot of you watching that have either done it, or a lot of people who are attempting to do it, you know, who have never done it before. So wherever kind of level you're at, I think there's always stuff that you can learn and pick up, and also see how other people do their thing. So what I'm going to do now is jump behind the camera, and we'll go straight into, we'll do a bit of a walkthrough. You know, Jason will kindly talk through the kind of components and do's and don'ts, and hopefully it'll help you out in your attempt at doing bow drill. Okay, so Jason, first of all, do you want to talk us through what would you understand as bow drill? What is the definition of bow drill?
Bow drill is rubbing two sticks together to form an ember or a coal, like the tip of a cigarette, that you can fan, add to your tinder bundle, and blow to flame.
Gotcha. And what are the components of the bow drill itself?
Well, what we got with the bow drill is today, because I'm demoing this for people and teaching it, I've got, I call them starter sets or beginner sets, and we've done quite a few today. But this is a bit of pallet. This is Popular, and it's a nice thickness, but it's tried and tested. You know, it's a pretty easy wood to use, and it's nice and flat. It sits nice and flat. And I've got an offcut of a bit of an oak as well, because it's been really damp, and one of the important things with bow drill is to keep your drill and your hearth nice and dry. My drill, that's a bit of hazel that I've cut down. Normally I like to strip the bark off, but I've got one here with bark on it, but it should be okay. I like them straight. If you're going to bow drill, the straighter the better, because when they've got a little wobble in them, you end up with a hole moving about, and it's no good. I like them straight so it works nice and mechanical. I've got a bow here that I carved, and I like my bow to go from the centre of my chest to my fingers. And the cord I've got on this is climbing accessory cord that you can get anywhere really, but you could use chainsaw pull cord or just your bog standard paracord. The bearing block, I'm going to get a few comments on this one, is this is a skateboard bearing that a Bushcraft instructor, a good friend of mine, gave me, and it's great because it gives people a bit of a mechanical advantage. I usually use stone, or I use a wooden bearing block, or antler, or bone, or sometimes the knee joint of a red deer or a cow if I can get it from the butchers, which works quite well. But for mainly the Bushcraft shows when I'm demoing and getting people to have a go, this really makes life easy because that goes in there and it spins really well.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So the name of the parts again, so that's the bearing block?
Bearing block, drill and hearth.
Gotcha. And that's the actual bow itself, yeah?
Yeah, this is the bow and this is the other component. What I like to do when I get an ember, I like to use King Alfred's cakes. So I like to crack them open, sprinkle a little bit in there and fan the ember. I never blow the ember because usually when you blow it, it just goes everywhere.
Gotcha.
So I just fan it like that, and that's the way I do that. I've got a tinder bundle here. I like to fold my embers into it. It could be a little bit bigger actually, I might add a little bit more straw to that. But my little trick, what I do as well, I get a little bit of straw. I got this straw from the pet shop. Usually I like to go out on the fields and collect it. But what I do is I get a little bit like this and roll it up so it sort of roughs it up, makes it finer. So once I get that ember, I add that next to it and the King Alfred's cake, and it kind of smoulders, it really catches quite well.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Excellent stuff.
So I'll show you how it works then.
So just one quick thing before you dive into the actual demo of doing it. If someone's at home, they haven't got a bow drill set, what's your advice in terms of what to do? Should they make one? Should they buy one? I mean, what's the...
I wouldn't buy one. What I would do is I'd go on the internet, read up on different woods, but if you've got a builder's merchants near you, or a place where there's an industrial estate or something, you can get all the pallets. Now usually got two types. You've got your pine pallets that are an orangey, reddy kind of colour, and they'll have knots on them. You scratch the knots, you can smell the pine. But these popular pallets don't have as many knots on them, and they're more like a whitey kind of grey kind of colour.
Gotcha.
What I do with these, because these are demo sets, I keep them in a dry place. Usually keep them in my loft. If I'm doing a lot of demoing over the summer, I might even keep them on my dashboard, because I need them as dry as possible. So basically I can get them from the builders merchants, go out to the woods. I've got permission to harvest hazel from my local woods by the landowner, so I go in there and I'll go around looking for hazel I want as straight as possible, basically the same sort of thickness as my thumb, maybe a little bit thicker, and I like my drills quite long, because when I'm demoing they're getting hammered all day long. So
gotcha.
These boards as well, when if you're gonna get these boards, it's always good to have a few dummy runs with your holes. But that's it really. Get yourself a nice bit of hazel. It's got a little bit of a bend to it, and some paracord, and you should be well away. You can use like a stone with a dimple in it, or a fancy bearing block like that. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. You can buy most of these components off the internet anyway, if that's your thing. Right. This has been used and abused a little bit today, so I'm going to find a nice one. I think I'm going to go for that one. That one looks pretty good. I'm going to get my stance right.
Okay, so you talk us through the stance. What
I like to do here is, see my instep there? I like that to go right next to where my hole is. So when my drill goes in, I've got maybe 10-15 mil gap there.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I've got good control, and I like to control my pressure I put on by leaning back and forth. I've got a clear run there, so my arm can move back. My knee's not doing this, so I'm like that. Knees back like that, I can move quite freely.
Okay, so let me just get a front shot of that, just to show that kind of how the stuff is placed.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, it's quite,
So I can move quite freely like that.
Gotcha.
Right, so what I do, the way everybody does this a bit different. The way I do it is I lock that into my hip, hold the cord like that, wrap this round, wrap the drill round, then lock it in place, snap. And when you're learning this, it's got a habit of pinging across the garden, and going everywhere.
Yeah,
but
I had that problem myself.
the more you do it, the easier it becomes as everything else. But it's always on the outside, never put it on the inside. If it's on the inside, what happens is it doesn't run right, basically. It ends up getting caught up there. So I like it on the outside, and it's quite tight, that as well, but I know I can adjust it because I've got a very easy adjustable knot there, and that can roll back and forth. Okay, so my cheaty bearing block, got my hole there, and I'll just double check that hole's got a bit of life in it on mine. I think that one's better actually. I think that one's got a bit more in it. Right. It's important that your downward pressure, that this drill is plumb. It's not over like that. It's not like that. It's not crooked, because what happens when it's caught in the side of the bow drill, like in the baseboard like that, it catches, and what you end up doing is the cord ends up rubbing, and you end up wearing it out.
Gotcha.
One of the things people do when they first start bow drilling is wearing out cord, and I know I did, and that's all through bad stance really.
So you're keeping it really straight, aren't you?
Yeah. I start off quite slowly as well. I'm not in a race. I always like to get the set warmed up really. And I use all the bow as well. Right, I can see I've got a cracking ember there. Now, there's a cliche thing that everybody says and everybody's done, and I've done it and everyone's done it, is a bead of sweat's gone off their nose and put it out, and it does happen. And believe me, I've done a lot of swearing over the years. Well, when I first was taught this technique, I really wanted to do this since I was a kid. So what I decided, every day when I got home from work, I'd bow drill. And it got to the point where I managed to master it. I managed to get hold of it. I did the thing like we all do. Once you think you've mastered it, get your mates round, come round, have a look. Hey, I can do the bow drill. And it didn't work. So they're all laughing at me and joking. Right, back to this. That ember, that'll burn for about 10-15 minutes. It should burn quite good. But you never blow it. And there's a little bit of a breeze bringing it through today as well. So I've got my little fluff ball that I made earlier. And I always like to use ember extenders. All the time. You know, sometimes I just put the ember straight in. So what I like to do is just crumble a little bit of this King Alfred's cake on there. And you find these on well, I find them where I live on dead fallen ash. And you can see them starting to get. So what I'll do is I like to sort of create a little valley, hold them together, and I don't rush this bit. When you first start bow drilling, you're running round, jumping up and down, trying to get this bit right, but there's no panic.
How do you shut it up, or shall I leave that to you?
We can do it after.
See that? Right, see? I've got no worries at all about that. I'm just going to grab a wee little bit more straw and just use it for the back of the tinder bundle.
So with the tinder bundle, any tips with putting together your
tinder bundle? You can make a nest. Some people make nests, but I like to fold them. I like to have it like a book. Put the ember in there and fold it. But what I've got here is a little bit of roughed up as well with this, and if you see, I've already got a little tinder bundle going there really. I like to fold it in. If I'm teaching young people this, I usually get them to wear gloves or make a really big tinder bundle because sometimes they can burn their hands.
Gotcha.
What I do for a living normally as well is I do a lot of brickwork and stonemasonry and stuff, so my hands are pretty rough, you know, but some ladies and some people, you know, kids' hands are a little bit softer than that and they can be damaged. Right, you might have a top tip for you. If you're not using your drill or your baseboard, put it somewhere nice and dry. Now I stick that in the ground like that, because if that gets damp then it's not really going to work that well. I'm going to grab the rest of that ember and chuck it in there as well. It seems a shame to waste it. And I make sure my knife gets put back safely. The guy that taught me bow drill used to say if I left my knife on the floor I'd have to buy him a pint, so I'll quickly learn that.
So was he drunk for the first few occasions?
That's a good friend of mine, George Aitchison, and his Facebook website is Bushcraft Days.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you want to check him out, he's a very good friend of mine, and I've learned a hell of a lot from that guy over the years. Right, I think I might have said earlier, I like to stand up because I don't want to burn my clothes, and Sometimes when I get a tinder bundle like this and I want to light a fire, I'll get all my components to my fire ready. So what I'll do, I'll put the tinder bundle in the fire with my different grades, thicknesses of wood, and I'll just make sure that there's a nice steady flow of oxygen going in there, and I'll just let nature do its business.
Gotcha.
But at things like this, like when you're demonstrating it, I make tinder bundles. But what happens is sometimes when these tinder bundles are wet, you end up got to blow it gently to dry out all the moisture out of the tinder. If you look, you can see that glowing. It's always good to sort of give it a little bit of oxygen. A little waft like that. Yeah, some firelight.
And check that bad boy out.
Believe it or not, I've had to tell people to put the tinder bundle down. It's still burning in their hands and go, what do I do now? Put it down. But there you go. That's something that I get a lot of joy out of doing, and also I get a lot of joy tinting. It's one of the things I love about bushcraft, sharing knowledge.
Jason, I'm sure the guys watching this will appreciate you taking the time out to offer some insights, some tips and tricks with the thing. If people want to find out more about you, or at least connect with you, have you got a YouTube channel?
I haven't yet. Maybe we could sort some out in the future then.
Yeah, we definitely need to, man. Definitely need to. What about, like, I don't know, Facebook or anything like that, or nothing? Or?
I'll sort some out and we'll start putting some videos up on that. I've been sharing photos over the last couple of years and telling people what I've been doing at shows and on courses and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a assistant scout leader as well, so I'm quite willing to help the young people in the area really and get them interested in bushcraft and nature.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely doing a bit. I know we've spoken quite a bit this weekend, haven't we? And stuff like doing some great stuff. Yeah. But guys, I'm sure you can all appreciate, you know, Jason taking his time out to offer some insights. I know I've learned some stuff. I done it for the first time on my course about a month or so ago, and I really kind of respected, you know, everything that goes into it. Luckily I'm part of the club now, the Bow Drill Fire Club, so I've done my first ever bow drill. Quite proud of it. It wasn't easy, that's for sure, but I was quite proud of it, and I know kind of from there it's just practice. So Jason, thanks once again.
I can you know, do a bit, you know, for the camera. So what we're going to do is make, basically it's an easy fire for boiling kettles on, or for starting off bigger fires. Now you do need this tool, I grant you, but it's a standard woodsman's tool called an auger, and a piece of dried conifer wood. Any softwood would do. And so you can see I've drilled or augered a hole into it, down to about 2 or 3 inches from the bottom of the wood. So you can see that's where the auger went into, to there. And then what I've done is made an air hole, and I haven't quite finished it, so this will give you a bit of an idea of what you do. So, twisting the auger around like that until this hole that I've made in the side joins up with the hole from the top, and I can just feel it going in now, and so it's catching. Yep, there, I'm through. So I now take the auger out, and you'll see what's happened because I'm going to shake some of the shavings out. Put that down there carefully. Ooh. Those are the wood shavings that have come through. So what we've got basically is a bit like a chimney. So there's the hole where we'll put the, well, it'll be a rag soaked in oil, and the flame will come out the top, hopefully. So put it down there. So this is just a piece of cloth, and I've soaked it in vegetable oil there, which just acts as the fuel so that it doesn't burn up too quickly. Poke it in there, making sure that there's enough air going over the top. So that's what I'm going to do there, just make sure there's enough air. And the only difficult bit is actually starting the fire going to get the oil-soaked cloth lit. That can take a couple of goes. And if it does, then we can always cheat with a piece of cotton wool. Again, all this is about, is it traditional? Well, yes-ish. They did do this in the Napoleonic Wars. Did they use cotton wool? I doubt it, but they would have used whatever they had, which would have given the same fast burning effect. Now hopefully that will catch there, and the fire will catch from the cotton wool to the oil-soaked rag, and then from that onwards and inwards into the log itself.
So what we'll do, let's come back when it's caught fire into the middle.
Yeah, it'll all burn upwards and it acts as a chimney, and then the wood itself will catch fire in the middle. And it might take 2 or 3 minutes. Where's the wind coming from?
Oh, there it's coming through, it's coming through, it's coming through. Now look, there you go.
There you go.
Success.
Yay! No, as I was saying to you, this is an old piece of wood. I just I don't know.
So there you have it, my friends. It brings us to the end of the Mayday gathering for the Bushcraft magazine. All in all, it's been a superb weekend, and I truly mean that. If I didn't enjoy it, I'll be quite open in saying so, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Like I said, got here kind of yesterday morning. I was going to leave tomorrow morning, the Monday morning, but I've just got some stuff to do first thing in the morning, so I thought rather than leaving quite early, it's dry tonight, everything's fine, everything's wind down for the night. So I've packed my stuff up, leave no trays, everything's in the car. I'm just recording this last bit for the video. That's it, it's quite late in the evening now, just approaching kind of sunset. Just going to go home, sort myself out, get an early night, you know. Tomorrow's bank holiday Monday, so a bit of a chill one. Probably sorting out this video, if anything. So all in all, coming back to the Bushcraft magazine kind of Mayday gathering, all in all, it's been superb. It's quite an intimate gathering, it's not like huge attendance. But the people that are here, I mean, they're so knowledgeable. I didn't even get a chance to talk to half the people I wanted to. And these are people who are experts in their trade. Ross from Chaos Blacksmith, you know, I only just spoke to him towards the end. Amazing guy, such a talented blacksmith. So I'm going to be seeing ongoing to kind of learn from privately. So watch out from videos showing my journey into that. And that's just a kind of small slither of the kind of calibre of people that you had here. So all in all, a fantastic event. They run it every year. They do some other events as well. And to find out what I'm going to do is across the video now, I'm just going to put a bit of a link and just go and check the guys out. You know, they're doing some amazing stuff. It's a shame that not more people have turned up here. It's a very family-orientated event. But like I said, you are spoiled for choice. I would strongly advise you come on a Friday evening and just open yourself up the whole weekend. I mean, literally, just taste the courses that are included within the whole ticket. I mean, I paid to come here. You know, and for me it's been worth every penny, and they have done everything. I mean, I've done some footage of some breakdowns of all the different stuff that's going on. There's breakout sessions everywhere, and the experts, they're there. You want to go learn something, go and talk to them, and that's it. Not only can you learn it, you can do it there and then. One of the guys is showing me the knife. Steve, if you're watching, Ponytail Steve, same as me. He made a knife with Ross, the blacksmith. Forgot to take a footage of it, actually, I'm thinking about it now. But it was, oh man, it was unbelievable. He'd done it in a few hours, and it's a knife he's going to go away with and use. So it's really hands-on stuff that you'd have to travel across the country to learn. But here, kind of everyone's kind of grouped together, learning the stuff. So all in all, it's been superb. I strongly, thoroughly recommend that you come down. I know I'm definitely going to be here next year. After this is the actual Bushcraft show event I'm going to be going to, meeting a lot of people. And I'm noticing every event is a little bit different in the way they're kind of doing stuff. It has its own kind of characteristics, its own personality. This is a very intimate gathering. And this is kind of very kind of skills orientated. And so I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying meeting so many talented people. There's so many nice people here. So far we've been really blessed with the weather. Just I think we just had maybe a drop of rain, but really it's just been dry completely. At night, like I said, just got a little bit cold. But it's the outdoors, man. It's what's to be expected. So, like I said, a big thumbs up. The one thing I have done, I think I've shot, is it 2 or 3 videos? I'm trying to remember now. But I've shot like 2 or 3 videos of individuals specifically, and I'm going to put them out as separate videos because they deserve to be separate videos. So if you want to know what they are, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. We'll be putting them out. They're shorter videos, believe it or not, compared to my behemoth 3-hour marathon videos like that I put out on a regular basis. Well, with that being said, if you made it this far without falling into a coma, I want to thank you. I just try and share the journey. Like I said, I'm new. I'm not an expert, far from it. I'm just on a journey. I'm very passionate about learning everything that I can while I can, and I just bring you on a journey with me. So if you enjoy it, I really appreciate your kind words and likes and everything in between. It's genuinely very, very encouraging. And like I said, whatever you're doing, I hope you have an amazing week ahead. Go and check out the Bushcraft magazine, guys. I'm going to put a link below the video. Support them doing some amazing work. And like I said, people within the video who you've seen, if you want to go and check them out. I will be putting out about 2-3 other videos that are recorded separately from this event. And that's really it, man. So until the next video, I hope whatever you're doing, you have an amazing week. And until the next time, this is why do I always mess up my name towards the end? And I'm not going to cut this bit out, but that's what professionals like me don't do, right? So this is Zed from Zed Outdoors. Peace out.